Is your business fully prepared for the implementation of e-invoicing in Malaysia? This video will guide you through the e-invoicing process for some specific scenarios, namely reimbursements and disbursements, as well as employment perquisites and benefits. To recap, e-invoices serve two main purposes. It can be issued as a proof of income to record income from a transaction. It can also be self-billed as a proof of expenses to record and payment for a transaction, when the supplier is exempted from issuing e-invoices. Reimbursements and disbursements revolve around payments a service provider pays upfront for his client, to be claimed from the client later. These two transactions take place under different scenarios but share some similarities. We have to understand the differences before we can issue e-invoices for these transactions correctly, based on the principle that every party only invoices the client for his own service. Disbursement usually involves the client's project cost or material costs, whereas reimbursement usually involves the service provider's own business cost, such as travel cost or research cost. Key principles of e-invoicing for disbursement. The third-party supplier invoices the client directly. The service provider pays the third-party supplier first but does not include this cost in their e-invoice to the client. Instead, the service provider presents proof of payment to the client, for the funds to be disbursed by the client later, as every party invoices for its own service only. Key principles of e-invoicing for reimbursement. The third-party supplier invoices the service provider directly. The service provider pays the third-party supplier first, and lists these expenses on their e-invoice to the client, for the funds to be reimbursed by the client later. Let's see how e-invoicing works for reimbursements and disbursements. Dynamic development. A property developer hires Excellent Events, an event planner, to plan a product launch at Cozy Convention Center. Cozy Convention Center, the venue of the launching, invoices Dynamic Development directly for the venue rental. On the other hand, Excellent Events books rooms at Homely Hotel for their staff working on the launch. Homely Hotel invoices Excellent Events for the rooms. Excellent Events pays both Cozy Convention Center and Homely Hotel upfront. In this case, Dynamic Development Berhad is the client. Excellent Events Sendirian Berhad is the service provider. Both Cozy Convention Center and Homely Hotel are third-party suppliers. As a project cost to the client, venue rental is considered a disbursement, whereas the hotel accommodation is a business cost to the service provider, therefore a reimbursement. Upon the completion of the event, Excellent Events invoices Dynamic Development for their planning service. Hotel accommodation is listed as a reimbursement, while venue rental is not listed in the e-invoice, because Cozy Convention Center has invoiced the client directly. Excellent Events has to provide the proof of payment to the client, in order to get the disbursement for the venue rental. Next, we explore the e-invoicing approach for employment perquisites and benefits, where the employer covers certain expenses of the employees. These can be utility bills, subscriptions for professional bodies, memberships for clubs or gyms, allowances for travel, petrol, parking, tolls, meals, etc. Employees often pay these expenses upfront and claim reimbursement from their employer with supporting documents. These claims are recorded as the employer's expenses, crucial for lowering corporate tax liability. Since the employers are the ones settling the bill ultimately, e-invoices are supposed to be issued in their name. However, recognizing potential challenges in having e-invoices issued directly in the employer's name, the Inland Revenue Board of Malaysia, LHDN, is taking a more flexible approach, as long as the perquisites and benefits are clearly stipulated in the employer's policy. First, for tax reporting, businesses are permitted to utilize e-invoices issued in either the name of employee or employer. Second, if the supplier is based overseas, there is no need for the employer or employee to issue a self-billed e-invoice as a proof of expenses. The foreign-issued receipts, bills or statements are accepted. Understanding these intricacies ensures a smooth transition, empowering both businesses and employees alike. To ensure a smooth journey in transitioning to e-invoicing without interrupting your business operation, IFCA E-Invoicing Solution is here for you. Contact us today to pave the way for a more efficient and compliant future for your business.